before we do that, a personal question. We both have a little bit of rust in our beard. Have you ever just for men the beard to go back to
No, well,
a
I've there's like natural ones out there that I've
yeah.
like thought about. Haven't pulled the trigger yet. It's hard to justify like making my beard look good when I have braces in my mouth. I'm just like why am I trying to make myself look more attractive right now when like I have a mouthful of metal? Like I just I feel gross all the time.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that's the perfect time to do it then. I mean, I gave it a shot. I did
you
some
can't
just for
polish a
men on the
turd,
beard.
besties.
Dude, what I didn't realize before I tried is I have a real patchy beard. I don't have that strong, like, Nordic thick beard. It's more like patchy. So when I colored it in, it dyes the skin a little bit. Dude, I look so crazy. My kids, they clown me. They chased me down with cell phones for, like, the 2 days that it was in there, and then it washed out, but I don't know.
I
I
think
kinda
you look
like the
great.
rust.
I think you look great, man.
I thank you. I appreciate it. I like the rust color too. I was just like, my family's very critical. I mean, I suppose that's the good thing of, having a family is they keep you in line, but they're always trashing me about this or that. So I was like, "You know what? I'm going back. I'm getting the chestnut beard."
Chestnut colored CR078.
What it do, what it do, what it do? What it do, what it do, what it do? What it do, what it do, what it do? What it do, what it do, what it do? What it do?
Yeah. Cool. So I wanna talk about news, particularly, and I wanna lead into some AI stuff because I've been thinking the last couple of weeks, there have been, like, some massive news out of AI. But I went to a dinner last night that I think changed the trajectory of my life and made me reevaluate my life decisions. So I went to dinner over at this guy, Eric Hinman, and he's a fitness influencer. And I hadn't heard of him before, but he is just the most generous, awesome guy ever. So I'm part of this networking group called Hampton, and they're doing like a holiday Denver thing. It's a national organization, but the Denver chapter is going to meet at Eric Hinman's house, and he's got this backyard that he calls Muscle Mountain. So we're doing cold plunge, we're doing sauna. He's got every rogue machine you've ever seen in his backyard, dude. It's
Love it.
unbelievable. He's got a bar of all supplements because he like builds brands and like is a sponsored athlete and invests in brands, different fitness kind of brands. And I went back there. Now, what's on my mind? Okay, well, Google's getting close to quantum computing. Gemini 2 is released into these cool virtual 3D worlds. You've got ChatGPT that's about to throw up an application on your desktop that just reads all of your computer screens and intuitively is going to know what you're doing between toggling through tabs. So you're not going to have to copy and paste this thing. It's going to know what you want and taking it, and you're just going to kind of glide around the computer. You've got that. You've got Claude that basically announced that the most popular programming language in a year is going to be the English language. So there's all these things, and
That's a
it's
cool concept, man.
overwhelming. Yeah, it's like totally overwhelming. So I'm chewing on this. We're driving over. I'm going with beautiful Mrs. Estes. She's agreed to do it. Before I'm going to this thing, I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing? Cold plunge and sauna with a bunch of strangers. I'm doubting if I should go through with it. Like, what if I could fake an injury and call in sick to this thing? I'm like, no, Ryan, we're going to go. Now, what's cool about this group of people from Hampton is one, in order to get in, you have pre-qualified, you have to have a $3 million annual run rate and you have to be a founder. So these are people that have some modicum of success. They're doing great, but they're also in this position where they're looking for, scale. And the other side is the way they market it is they'll say, hey, being a founder is like lonely and it's really hard. You can join Hampton and have a group of peers. So everybody that's there too also has this kind of like longing of like, business is so hard. I need to find colleagues. So there is this like immediate camaraderie that goes into it. And that's ultimately what got me to this cold plunge. But I'll tell you what, meeting this guy, Eric, and his generosity, the way he lives his life, he works out all day long, does a little bit of content. And then every day between 4 and 6, he does a cold plunge and sauna. So whoever's in town, whatever fitness enthusiast, he has NFL players, NBA guys, MLB guys that come over there just to his house to do, the afternoon cold plunge and sauna. Like every day he's entertaining. So he threw some steaks and burgers on the green egg and just opened up his house. It was like the most wonderful thing. And I can tell you what, like all that anxiety from like AI and what it means, washed away in that cold plunge. You know what I mean? And now you
Yeah,
get out of there,
there's
you're
no
like,
doubt, man. That'll melt your anxiety right away.
yeah, and it just felt great. And I was like, you know what? This is what's up. In real life, meeting new people, having, pleasant conversation and eating food. That's ultimately like what we're supposed to do as people. So, I learned a big lesson last night and it was great. If you're someone who's always trying to level up, whether it's your health, your career, or just life in general, you have to check out the Lift newsletter. This is my personal newsletter where I share stories, insights, and practical tips that are all about creating a lift in your life. We're talking about how to crush it in business, how to stay sharp mentally and physically, and find a little balance along the way. Every edition is packed with quick reads, actionable advice, and a little humor along the way. It's all designed to give you value up front and never waste your time. So head over to my website, it's ryanestes.info, click the newsletter, and subscribe today. It's free, it's fun, and who knows, maybe this is the lift you've been looking